Welcome, everybody. It's Inebriated podcast. It's your host, Sam C. And my co-host for the day, Miss Jillian Ferrari.
What up?
Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing? It is another week here in October. We're having some new things going on. We got some nice little surprises going to be happening for all our viewers. Just wait and see. I got some nice little details coming up for you guys. So please stay tuned to the Inebriated podcast. Here we are. Miss Jillian Ferrari, what's going on in your world?
Excited for Halloween, actually. That's been on my mind today.
Really?
What I want to do, obviously get drunk.
Right.
But, where has been the topic of conversation.
Okay. Like what's some of your favorite places in South Florida to visit? Because, I mean, obviously people that have never been here, you know, it's a different experience. Like some people are having a winter October, like, already.
I know. Somewhere's had, like, some crazy blizzard recently. We're still here sweating balls.
Right.
Favorite places? I don't know. I think South Beach isn't exactly my thing. I don't care for Miami too much, but Fort Lauderdale is kind of more my style, if anything. I read about some bar crawls and some parties that were happening, but you know, we have the wedding the next day, so we can't really get too fucked up on Halloween.
Right. Yeah,
maybe like a few days before we can pretend it's Halloween.
True.
Parties all week. Like, all week is fucking Halloween. Like, it doesn't matter, you know?
I mean, South Florida, every day is Halloween, right?
Florida man does.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Shout out to Florida man. They definitely need to, like, fuck a hashtag. They needed just a web page or Instagram page full of just Florida man shit. Like,
remember when it was the trend with the Florida man thing? You Google your birthday and then Florida man and something comes up.
Right,
so you find out
right.
what Florida man did on your birthday.
Right,
like,
exactly. No,
every day of the year there's something that's so fucking
always
embarrassing.
something in Florida. But no, back to the Halloween thing. Like, yeah, like South Beach, obviously, you know, it's overcrowded, overdone. For the most part, I'm not going to say that it's not enjoyable. You know what I mean?
It is if you like large crowds and like $20 drinks.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it's different.
Wynwood, when we went for Halloween, remember how fucking crazy it was down there?
Crazy packed.
It was crazy packed. So, and the parking was a nightmare, remember? So
Right.
I don't know if that would be the best idea, but I think that bar crawl in Fort Lauderdale might not be too bad of an idea.
True.
It has specials, no covers on things with the wristband they give you, so seems like it would be cool. They have bar crawls down there all the time, and like I always wanted to go to one, but like never did. You know, I guess I didn't care that much, but I think it would be cool to do that for Halloween.
Right. Okay, no,
You know,
I hear you on that. Or, you know, right now what we have going on now in South Florida, in the heart of Hollywood, Florida, is the Hard Rock. The Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. They just built a brand new hotel, but it is in the shape of a motherfucking guitar, ladies and gentlemen. A fucking blue color changing guitar. Like, it's blue stained glass all around, but that motherfucker is every color you can think of at night. It literally lights up the sky. They're saying that actually the lights shoot up to where you can see it from space.
I did read that somewhere too. I wasn't sure if it was real or not, but considering how it looks, I bet, you know.
Yeah, no, it looks badass. If you guys go online right now and look up the Hard Rock Hotel in Hollywood, Florida, it's going to be the next big thing. Like, I've been telling people for a long time now that I think really South Florida is turning into the new Vegas.
It is, I think, especially more so with this now. I'll just wait until to see what happens when it actually is open and everything there is open.
Right.
The grand opening's
next week.
This coming weekend.
Yeah.
The 24th. So we'll see what goes on there. And they have the day club, the night club that's coming up, and I don't know what else they're going to have, but it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. That whole concept is, like, crazy to me. Like, I mean, it's not too crazy now that we've experienced some things. Like, 2 weeks ago, we visited another club that was jam-packed during the day. At least over 500 people for brunch on a Sunday. Like, that was amazing. But I think this Hard Rock thing is going to take it to the next level. I think that what they're going to be doing as far as their atmosphere, especially, like, they're trying to bring the ocean inland. Like, literally, they built the hotel, like, aquatic area. They basically took up, like, 2 parking lots to make a pool. So this is probably one of the biggest pools in South Florida right now.
Probably.
That I can imagine.
Yeah. And even where it is, like location-wise, with it being close, well, not obviously right next door, but like in relative proximity from the airport.
Right.
Fort Lauderdale International Airport is basically right there. Like, they know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Especially that all the entertainers come down here anyway.
I know.
They got to perform at the Hard Rock Live. They obviously probably stay at the Hard Rock Live. Like,
you get a hotel that, attractions, clubs, restaurants, a pool, a bar, concert venue, all in one spot. You don't even have to leave the fucking resort.
Right.
You don't.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a family that lives in the Hard Rock, or like a single bachelor, or somebody's ex-husband just like living,
or somebody's current husband.
Right, or somebody's current husband living in the Hard Rock. Like honestly, like it's literally becoming a one-stop shop for a Florida lifestyle.
Yeah.
And like with this grand opening, I think it's gonna change the game. Especially like we just visited a nightclub literally that just opened up across the street from the casino, and even that is still getting some gravity to what the Hard Rock is gonna be. You know, it's expected to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think like you pointed out too when we were there, that the kind of music that they're playing at this spot compared to what they're probably going to have at the Hard Rock. Like, I would assume, I could be totally wrong, but my guess of, like, the kind of clubs and stuff that they're going to have at the Hard Rock is going to be more, like house music and, like, that, like, normal clubby kind of thing that, like, people from out of town, like, want to come for.
Right.
Whereas, like, I think the spot across the street, like, it's smaller, it's more for locals, it doesn't have, like, a huge flashing neon sign that says, like, come here, you know, and it's more, like, I think, for us to not have to deal with, like, the touristy bullshit, but, like, still go out, you know?
Right. It's a happy alternative.
And if you want to be with the tourists, then you just walk across the street and you're there.
Right.
You know, like, it couldn't be more convenient, you know?
Exactly. And that's why, like, I think it's going to be, you know, reinvigorating for the Hollywood area, because I think the Hollywood area has been just missing its spark, you know? Like, Hollywood, like, for people that aren't from here, Hollywood was, like, the happy alternative to Miami and Miami Beach. Like, if you didn't want to live in Miami, or, like, just centralize yourself in, like, little Cuba, basically, like, everybody from Miami moved to, basically, you would consider this kind of like a suburb, but the Broward County area. Basically, like, we're literally on the county line. So we traverse back and forth from Miami all the time, but this became, like, a central hub for people that wanted the Miami experience without the Miami crowd. So I think now with the Hard Rock, it's going to reinvigorate that and give that the energy that Broward County has been expecting for a while.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, too, the downtown Hollywood area used to be, like, better than it is now. Like, there's a few places down there that are, I don't know, like, it's all, like, bars. There's only really a couple clubs down there, but it's not like a Miami Beach or, you know, downtown Miami. It's not like downtown Fort Lauderdale. It's not.
Right.
It's like the crappy, smaller version of those two things, you know? So now that the Hard Rock is here and everything that they're going to have, that's definitely going to bring way more people and attractions and fun and publicity and whatever to Florida, you know? Because everybody in the country is at some point going to hear about this stupid guitar.
Right.
Like, it's going to happen.
No. I mean, I think it's going to be such a staple for South Florida that it's going to make it seem like South Florida's having something like a Walt Disney World being created down here. Like, that's how much entertainment I feel is coming to South Florida, and that's why I feel even so confident in doing, you know, something such as this, like a podcast now, because I feel like we're the new Vegas, we're the new LA, you know, we're a subtropical climate. It's beautiful all the time. You know, we get winter for 2 days out of the year. Like, I mean, there's really nothing better. I mean, honestly, I mean, and this is just my opinion. I'm not saying that everywhere else isn't great. It's just, you know, Miami is definitely, I think, coming on the map. That's what I mean. Definitely standing out on the map as being not only a fashion icon in the world, which it already is, but it's still a step behind, I think, LA and New York.
Oh, definitely.
And I think now, with the type of entertainment that we're going to be providing, we're going to be stepping in front of those other cities.
Yeah, I could see that. Definitely with time, for sure. And this guitar is definitely a step in the right direction for that.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Like the Seminoles, like were not slipping when they made that decision. They knew exactly what we wanted, and they're gonna give it to us.
No, for sure.
I mean, they're gonna fuck us on the price, but fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever, you know.
Right, we're willing to endure. Like I was literally talking to you about this the other day that like South Florida's new slogan should be like, it's not for poor people. Like yes, of course, you know what I'm saying, there are impoverished communities here, but literally with the gentrification that's happening right now in this area and other areas like it, like they're trying to literally make us the new Vegas, where it's just not going to be like consumable for impoverished people.
Yeah, which you know, obviously is a little bit fucked up because like you're pushing them out, like where are they supposed to go?
Right.
Like, that's the thing. Like, where are you pushing them to? You're kind of making life even harder for them than it already is, you know? But from their standpoint, honestly, truly, like, if you were them who were creating all these brilliant, you know, money-making, economy-boosting ideas for South Florida, you don't care about that.
Right.
It sounds fucked up, but, like, the way that they have to think to make shit happen, like, unfortunately, they're not on the list of priorities.
Right.
It's mean, but like, that's how you make shit happen. Like, you can't, if you're worried about everybody and every little thing, like, you're never going to do anything because nothing's ever going to be perfect at that point.
Or getting anything done. I mean, you know, really, really down here, money talks, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And with how the economics are going, like, you know, people are going to be stuck between either Orlando and Miami, and which is just a crazy dynamic because you're thinking, oh, well, Orlando has its, you know, lifestyle and entertainment too, but now Orlando's seeming like the more common place to go for families that even want to be established or just in the Orlando area. I don't know what that county is called, but in that Orlando area, just to create families now. Yeah,
not even exactly Orlando in particular, but like
the surrounding areas.
Yeah, but it's true because you think about it, like the affordability is there. The, you know, things are coming up over there because they know that people are moving over there, so they're building it up to be a little bit more, you know, family friendly. And also like the downtown area over there we hear is a lot like Fort Lauderdale, and maybe not open as late or, you know, have the same like surrounding amenities as we do here since everything is like basically in our backyard.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's definitely like a good alternative to here. Like short of moving out of Florida.
Right.
Like, I think it's a good alternative to South Florida. It seems like safer up there. I've heard the school districts are better than here because we know the school districts over here are for shit. Generally, most of them suck.
Right.
But I don't think they have as much of a problem with that over there. So imagine, like, you're starting a family, like, it's kind of like a no-brainer in a way.
Right.
Like, what do I do that's best for me and my future family? Like, you're not going to send your kid to a fucking slum-ass school so that you can stay in Miami.
Right.
You're not ready to have kids if you have that mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 1,000%.
So, yeah, I think a lot of people are moving there for that reason, you know, and I get it.
Right, even like our peers are moving to Orlando. We had
everyone's leaving us.
I know,
so
it's
sad.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, but it's true. It is for some people the best decision that they can make at the time. And shout out to our Orlando family. We're coming to you soon. We have a wedding up there. Shout out to you, Tig and Andrea. You know, I'm so happy for you guys. I hope you guys, you know, watch this episode. This one's for y'all. So definitely check it out. But yeah, with Orlando, I definitely see that they're trying to make that the new hub for people to either live in or at least inquire about. Because I mean, we do have some neighborhoods in between that. Like we have a location called Port St. Lucie that people have ventured to in the past in recent years. Like probably like in the last 10, 15 years, people have ventured to Port St. Lucie because it's a happy medium between Orlando and Miami. Like their slogan, not their official slogan, but their unofficial slogan basically is, we're an hour and a half away from Orlando and we're an hour and a half away from Miami.
Right.
So you can conveniently reach both locations from this hub, which we've established.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting concept, especially for, you know, visitors, tourists, and permanent residents that are going to be here in South Florida.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, you know, we could, like, they come down from Orlando sometimes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And like love going out down here again. It's like you miss it, but like you know that you don't want it all the time anymore. You know, it's like to go out and go to Tootsie's till fucking 6:00 in the morning, whatever. But you probably can't do that in Orlando.
Right.
But like your priorities change. So I think that's where and it's only a full 3.5, 4 hour drive from Orlando here.
Right.
So like it's not even that bad. You don't have to take a plane here. You don't have to, plan to stay here a week. Like you can literally make a weekend out of it, like a couple of days just to get away and then go back.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
I mean,
it's doable.
Yeah. Like even the Keys from where we are at is about 3 hours.
Yeah,
it's
like 4 to get to Key West.
Right. That's what I mean. Like to get to like even southernmost point is like 4 hours.
Yeah, isn't bad either.
Right. So like I would imagine that anybody that lives in Key West would probably feel what people like Orlando feel, where they're traversing from Orlando to South Florida, whereas someone that lives in Key West would traverse to get to Miami. It would take about the same time.
Yeah, right.
So it's actually an interesting concept that this is becoming more of the commonality now than ever has before. I mean, in my lifetime. I mean, there's probably older generations that have experienced this with their peers, but I'm seeing it more frequently now with my peers.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right. I agree. And I'll be excited to go to Orlando and like see them and see like the area that they live and whatever. Just like something different, and I haven't been to Orlando in so many years, and I've only been for Disney.
Right.
No one's living in Disney.
Right.
So like, you want to see like the surrounding areas,
Right. And that's the benefit of even, living there. Like, not only, do you have better schools, better housing, like not affordable housing, just more affordable housing, entertainment that you're surrounded by, like. You're literally in Disney World, basically. Like how they built it was a swamp before, and the motherfucker just said, "Hey, put a fucking roller coaster right here," and we get it popping. So I mean, I can obviously see that, them visiting Disney or Universal Studios like that would just be commonplace. Kind of like how we visit the nightclub, bar scene here. I would imagine like Disney and Universal Studios is their type of entertainment there. Maybe not on a repetitive stance, but definitely more frequent than not.
Right. You definitely have the annual pass.
Right. You might as well. Like, especially like you get a discount just not only being a Florida resident, but then being an Orlando resident, they probably get a further discount.
I never thought about that. I don't know.
I mean, you're literally local.
I know, but they already do the Florida resident discount. So you think, like, I don't know.
Well,
Maybe they could do it, an even more like exclusive one.
Right.
Like, not only do you live in Florida, but you live in our city too.
Right. You're literally 30 minutes away. You can bring your kids here every weekend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Without having to spend an arm and a leg.
Right.
That's true. Oh my God. Isn't that like a child's dream right there?
Well, not only that, and you would bring like your tourist friends in through your discount. So, I mean, it's a win-win.
Right. That's true.
It's a win-win for them. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that is offered. I'm just saying that would be an inclusive idea for the locals, because why do you want them going to spend money at a local restaurant and bar when you got restaurants and bars in Disney? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's one of those why wouldn't you? What do you have to lose?
Yeah. I don't think they have alcohol in Disney. But,
don't they have the drinks around the world in Epcot or something like that?
In Epcot they have it, but I don't think they have...
Well, I'm saying the whole Disney umbrella. I'm not saying Disney.
I think most of the parks or the areas you can't drink.
Right. I'm not saying Disney Magic Kingdom, but I'm saying Disney.
Yeah, like
and
the Disney.
Right. Like the umbrella that it's under.
I wish we can, like, when we're up there for the wedding, to, like, go to Epcot and drink around the world. That'd be so fucking cool.
Right.
Or, like, go another time. Like, but really overall, we just need to do it at some point.
Right. Well,
I'm dying to fucking do that shit.
It's November 8th, so I think it's on a Friday.
It's a Friday.
Okay, it's on a Friday, so maybe we just stay the weekend.
That'd be cool.
We'll make it a thing. But it's gonna be quite an experience. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, shout out to my Orlando family, man. Tig, Rafael Cruz, and Miss Andrea Villa. Like, I love you guys, and I'm so proud and happy for you guys to make this commitment to each other. I mean, I would love to make this just my speech right now. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go on stage and speak in front of 1,000 people. I'll do it right here and just tell y'all that I love y'all and that this one goes out to y'all, man. Thank y'all for being our friends for so long. Like you guys inspire us as we hope to inspire you. And
for sure.
And this is definitely this goes out to y'all. But on another note, let's move forward with because we have the Hard Rock grand opening.
Re-grand opening, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because they're still open.
It's true,
the casino is still open.
That shit don't ever close.
but this new hotel aspect that they're introducing is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy
for sure.
Because I would definitely say they probably lost a lot of business from the nightclub atmosphere that they had before. Like they had like a bar crawl, what they called it, Paradise Island. They had like a bar crawl scene, basically like. They just put a bunch of bars and nightclubs next to each other and just let you frolic and gallivant as much as you want. And
it was so fun out there.
No, it was definitely fun. You know what I'm saying? Probably some of my fondest moments in life. Like I actually used to work at one of these bars, and it was just fun. It was fun. I worked there every weekend. Great people, great company. They had a company called Wet Willie's out there that
I love them.
If you travel abroad, you probably ran by it at any type of watering hole. Like, Wet Willie's is the shit. It's frozen alcohol, daiquiri drinks. They get you fucked up. You have 2 or 3 of them. Actually, that was kind of like one of our first dates, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I completely embarrassed myself, but that's for another time. But, yeah, no. So, like, them going from that nightclub atmosphere and style to what they have now, I mean, I definitely could see it.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what that's all about once it's open and we can go and shit.
Right, so, for sure.
That day club, nightclub, I'm pumped for that shit. I can't wait.
Oh yeah, me too. And I hope they integrate like the pool area, because if they integrate the pool area in some way, forget about it. They'll probably have the #1 nightclub, day club in South Florida for sure.
Yeah.
Because if it's kind of like Iguanas, I mean, Iguanas is kind of killing it right now. From the brunch that we experienced, like.
Yeah, if you're, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're into that in particular, then yeah, for sure. But, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's going to be great. I'm really pumped for it to open. I don't know what else is going to be in there. I haven't seen any specific, like, ads for, like, what else they're going to have in there. Like, I just know about Dare, the day club, nightclub, but, like, I don't know what else is going to be.
Right. Well, I don't know. I mean, the Guitar Hotel is taking up a lot of space, as well as the pool area.
The pool, right.
So that's why I'm saying I hope, like, they integrate it some way to where it works together, where the pool opens up at the day club and then they close the pool area into the nightclub area.
Be so cool.
Like, that would be dope as fuck. Like,
I know.
I mean, just that concept alone, I mean, I'm sold. I'm sold on going. I'm sold on, entertaining myself in that type of crowd and that type of atmosphere, because that's really what we want in South Florida. Like, we want any form of entertainment that's by the water. Like, the purpose of being down here is to be next to water. So why not, accommodate yourself, especially in a hotel setting, because as soon as you hit the water, you're going to get tired. After drinking all day, you're going to be fucking exhausted. So what's the next best thing to do? Go upstairs to your hotel room. I mean, it's a win-win situation all the way around.
It's so true.
And then, so with that, we got the Hard Rock, and then we got some real sensitive topics right now going on in the world right now, especially in the justice system right now. I just want to dabble into it because it is a hot topic of discussion. We have the case of Amber Geiger, and she is an officer. I don't know of what police district, but she had committed a homicide on a young gentleman that was in his own home. She mistakenly took the home for her home because they lived in the same apartment complex, and she accidentally took his life, and now she is looking at 10 years for, I don't know if it was first degree, second degree, or manslaughter, but she's going to be looking at some time. Like, do you have any, like, opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel sorry for obviously the victim and the family, and also the family of the police officer, because their lives are forever changed now because of her mistake.
Right.
But my whole thing and I didn't really read, like, all the details of the case, but it's kind of hard for me to believe that you can mistake your apartment for someone else's. Like, I've come home here completely wasted. Never once have I tried to go into somebody else's apartment. Like, that's not a thing. And also, you open the door. I'm assuming the door must have been unlocked because her key isn't going to open another apartment.
Right.
So the door must have been unlocked, whatever. But, like, you don't open the door and, like, immediately, like, look, like, get taken back for a second and be like, wow, this isn't my stuff. Like, how do you not know? And then to shoot somebody.
True. Right.
Like, if he was running towards her or showing some kind of aggression that he was going to harm her, it's like, it still wouldn't be excusable because she's ultimately the one that fucked up. She walked into his apartment. He didn't walk into hers.
Right.
But, like, the poor guy was just sitting there watching TV, eating ice cream. And I don't know why the fact that he was eating ice cream makes me feel more sad about the situation. It's such a, like, innocent activity.
Right.
That, like, it, like, made it worse almost, But, like, I don't know. I feel bad that she made such a horrible decision. I kind of also think that her story is bullshit because what she's saying really doesn't add up. You don't accidentally walk into someone else's apartment. You don't act that quickly to shoot somebody. Like, you're supposed to be a trained
officer of the law.
Like, especially when there's no aggression being shown to you in the moment, there is no reason why you should be shooting.
Right.
And the fact that, his brother spoke in court and asked to give her a hug. I know a lot of people are outraged by that right now. But
also the judge.
Yeah, but also I have to say, like, it took a lot of courage and a lot of forgiveness and a lot of, just being a good-hearted person for him to even
attempt that.
Yeah, like, to do something so... Most people wouldn't act that way. Like, your automatic reaction is to have hate towards this person. They took somebody from you. But, like, the fact that he did that really kind of did show that he was a better person, that he did it for his brother because he knew what kind of person his brother was, and he wanted to honor him in a way by continuing his life in a way that he felt like his brother would have done.
Right.
So for people to say, I can't believe he fucking did that, blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, it was an unbelievable thing. Nobody expected that to happen. But stop making it sound like it was
impossible,
a bad thing, and like he should be criticized and shunned and talked shit about because of it. Like, what he did was beyond most of our understanding, And if that if that gesture and that forgiveness that he's feeling in himself is going to help him sleep at night for the rest of his life, knowing that his brother was murdered innocently, and that's going to make him feel better and make him feel like he's living for his brother, who obviously was a good person, like, shut the fuck up, everybody. Like, let him do what he felt he needed to do. It's so easy to say what we would do. Oh, well, if I were him, I wouldn't have done that. If I were him, I would have blah, blah, blah. We're not him.
Right.
Most of us will never be in that situation. So don't say what you would do. You don't know what the fuck you would do unless you're in that predicament.
For sure.
So that's really my take on the situation.
Yeah, no, and
he showed that he is an incredible person for that.
For sure. And I agree to that extent. It had to take definitely some major guts and some, I don't know what kind of power that man has. Obviously, he got to have superhuman strength because there's just in my opinion, there's just no way that type of forgiveness can be given, in my opinion. And I just, shout out to you, brother. Like, that took some real strength that I don't believe most of us have, nor are willing to acquire in this lifetime.
True. It really is.
So I can't say that I completely agree with that action. Again, like I said, my resentment to someone might hold true in that moment. Maybe down the line I would be able to forgive, but to embrace the one that took my loved one's life, I don't know exactly if I would have that type of strength. So if that gentleman has that type of strength, man, shout out to you, bro. A lot of people are giving you flack for it, but you got to be the strongest motherfucker I know.
For real. It's got to be the most freeing feeling to not carry that hate in your heart for that person.
Yeah, that's a lot of hate. That's a lot of hate. That is for sure. Oh, shit. That is for sure a lot of hate. And I don't know if most people have that type of strength for love as much as they would hate. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a loved one. This isn't just somebody you try to help off the street. This isn't, no matter what your circumstances is for someone that you can possibly have a feeling for. I just can't imagine that type of forgiveness. I mean, it's baffling to me. And then the only thing I did find that was inappropriate, and she's also going to get some flack too right now, is the judge. When you're a judge, you are not a part of the...
You're not supposed to show any emotion towards either side.
Right.
You're supposed to look at it from a legal standpoint, and that's it.
Right. And that's what I wish was addressed, and...
that shouldn't have happened. No.
That should have happened. I feel that was very unprofessional of her.
Yeah, it wasn't appropriate.
This is my opinion. Very unprofessional and very biased. I don't know what was said between the judge and the young lady, but whatever it was, the action entirely was inappropriate.
Right. Yeah.
Because as a judge, we are judged by our peers, so the peers make the decision to sentence us to for these crimes, and the judge is there to execute the judgment on behalf of the jury. That is your only job in that setting for that particular situation. Now, there are judges that do hand down sentences on behalf of the state and behalf of the district attorney, but...
Right, if it doesn't go to trial.
Right, but solely enough, usually the judge is there to execute an order or to make sure that the order is passed, not to biasly help someone grieve in their most fucked up moment. I mean, I don't know how to even explain it. Like, yes, the woman feels distraught. She just was sentenced to 10 years.
And you could tell that she was remorseful too. She wasn't standing there like a stone cold bitch. Like, she knew she truly fucked up.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, but I don't think she would have felt exactly that way if she would have beat it. You know what I'm saying? So, like...
But you still carry that with you for your entire lifetime, and that's a life sentence in itself, knowing that you killed somebody.
Right.
Like, an innocent person, too. Like, if you're killing somebody for defense where you had to do it, that's different. It's a justified murder. But this isn't justified in any way that you look at it.
Right.
She has to deal with that for a lot longer than the 10-year sentence that she got.
Oh, for sure.
Do I think she should have gotten longer? Of course. She killed somebody.
Right.
No death should be a 10-year prison sentence. That's not nearly enough ever.
Right.
But, it is what it is, and I hope that the family of, the victim is able to,
be okay with that.
Be okay, yeah. I mean, and that's why I'm saying the brother, he's getting so much, flack right now, like you said, but, like, this isn't the time to be criticizing him or talking shit about him or saying what he should have done, blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't think this poor kid is going through enough mentally and emotionally as it is right now? He needs the whole country criticizing him and telling him what a pussy he is and what a... Like, sorry, like, all these, like, he doesn't need that right now. He's trying to heal from something that was tragic. Like, if that's what he felt like he needed to do, like, everybody else can fuck off entirely.
Right, and would have to accept it, And again, this is just all our opinions. They may seem one-sided, but they are our own, and they have to be as much honored as that gentleman's decision to embrace that young lady. So,
I mean, what do you think would have, like, if you were asked to say something? See, but it's It's all situational. Like, we can't even asking this question. Like, whatever you tell me,
it's still circumstantial.
Yeah, because you don't know how you would really emotionally and mentally feel if that did happen to you personally. But like, what would you say if you're speaking to the person who killed your brother? Or just family member in general, whatever.
I personally...
Would you tell them to fuck off and die, or...
Well, no, actually, personally, this is just my decision.
What you think you would do.
What I would do at this point in my life right now, I just wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't say anything and let just the expression on my face and the expression that my body would just radiate in the room, let the person know how I feel. I just wouldn't say anything. Okay. I don't feel like... because I've seen other cases where, the family or a member of the family stands up and reads off of a paper that, kind of seals the deal or makes a motion for the room. I personally, it might not be recommended by my lawyer at the time or my family's lawyer at the time, but I personally probably would take the decision to say nothing. Like, I would say nothing and just let the person that is being handed down this sentence just feel me. Like, not feel me personally, like touch me, but feel me as far as my presence in the room. And maybe they're so distraught that they don't even see me. Maybe they don't even feel me. But I would imagine that the facial expression that I would have on my face and that the emotion that I would have in my body would radiate so, with such a high frequency that I would imagine that the person would feel it. So, yeah, at this point, I would say that's how I would feel. I mean, how would you take it? I mean, especially, there's not, let me not say that. How would you do it? How would you go?
I don't know. I'd probably,
Would you write a letter? That's an option for a lot of people. A lot of people write a letter, or...
I feel like I would because... when it comes to, things like that, you get that one moment to say what you want to say, and, my anxiety won't allow me to just wing it, because I feel like whatever I say, I'm gonna forget something, or... I'm going to say, damn, I should have said that, and I missed my one chance to say it. I would 100% write a fucking letter.
Right.
It wouldn't be, back in front.
10 pages.
10,000 words. Not like that. But it would be, a paragraph or two that just sums everything up. It wouldn't be, of course, depending on the situation, how much hate do I have for this person?
Right.
What did they do? Why did they do it? How did they do it?
Let's say
all of these things are conditional.
Well, let's say it was similar. They took a family member of yours or a loved one of yours, and now you have to face them in court. You're there as a, maybe not as a witness, but as a character witness for the defendant who is now has lost their life. And
I don't know. I think I would probably just say I hope that you feel sorry for what you did, and I hope that you don't ever I don't even know how to say it. I hope that you find peace in what you did so that you can, live out the rest of your days, but know that you changed my life, and I won't ever truly 100% forgive you for it, but whatever sentence you receive from the court is still not going to excuse the life sentence that you're really having in yourself, in your own mind, knowing that you took somebody's life. You have to live with that. So, I don't know. I feel sorry for you for the bad decisions that you made,
Right.
And I don't know. It's just, it's...
And you'll have that in a letter, basically.
Yeah, basically. And, it's embarrassing, too, for the police department.
Uh-huh.
That one of their officers acted in such a way.
Right.
So it's like everybody's affected. The family of the victim, the family of the shooter, the whole police department, all the officers of the police department, the county, the state, the fucking country, all of us are fucked up from it, They're
not handing out no tickets.
For real. You gotta be extra nice to those people for a while.
That county ain't giving out no tickets, no fucking, no nothing. Y'all just, it's gonna be crime, not crime free, but it's gonna be free crime for a little bit.
Yeah, you know what? Now that I think, I don't want to say this and be wrong, but like for some reason I feel like it was Detroit.
Okay.
I think.
All right. Well,
don't quote me on that, but like it. I don't know if maybe it was a different shooting. I don't know. It's Detroit. You never know. But
don't worry, you owe me a shot for that. But it's all right. It's all right. That's why I was trying to.
Hey, I didn't say it was a fact.
Right.
That's a half a shot.
Right, it's a half a shot. All right, boom. But yeah, no. I feel that just obviously the police of that county or whatever, however it works, would probably have to be doing a lot of community service. A lot of fundraisers are gonna be done in the next couple months. Christmas is around the corner, so y'all be looking out for some backpack giveaways and shit like that, because that's really the only way you're gonna be able to touch the community.
Yeah,
like
well,
that.
You gotta give back to the community in some way for one of your own
fucking up.
Yeah, it just sucks for everybody. It's like when one group, whoever it is, whether it's race, religion, occupation, whatever, like when a member of a group does some fucked up shit, it makes the whole group look terrible. Right. And that applies to literally every group of every kind.
Yes.
So it's like then like that whole community of people, that group, like they're all made to feel like they all fucked up.
Right.
So it's like it's true. It's like damn, now we gotta all do some shit on behalf of this one dumb bitch.
Right. I was gonna say because George, but you said one dumb bitch. I don't. Regina, just because Regina fucked up, now I gotta pay for. Fucking, I gotta take $2 and put it into the fucking tithes at the fucking church because Regina fucked up. But that is kind of how it is, and I just hope that that family, I hope they really have found forgiveness, and this isn't all just for show.
Yeah.
I hope that justice is served for those people that consider her sentence justice. If you feel that it's served, it's served. If you don't,
welcome to America.
Welcome to America. Welcome to America. But just let's do better. That's all I want to say. Let's just do better and do better amongst each other. Don't walk into your neighbor's apartment and just without knocking. That's why you should knock first, bro. Real talk. Real talk.
You wouldn't knock on your own door.
Right, but you never know. I've knocked on my own door.
Anybody in my house?
Facts.
Like, what?
Facts. Hey.
How drunk do you gotta be?
You never know.
She was on some shit. If her story has any validity to it, she was on some shit.
Oh, had to be. But that's what I'm saying. Like, even, let's say I came home drunk enough, bro. Like, let's say there's a robber in my house. Obviously, I wouldn't know because they're already in there. Or if I see some signs. If there was a back door, I would probably just knock on the door so you can leave, bro. I don't want to sit there and tussle with you and probably get shot. I don't know if you're armed or not. If you're not armed, I'm just going to be hot because I could have whooped that ass. But if you were armed, you got me beat. I'm not... Like, anybody that lives, like, super protected where they got to have their gun on them all the time, I mean all the time, you just too paranoid, bro. Like, you live in a too paranoid life. Now, I think everybody should be able to brandish a firearm for protection. But if you got that motherfucker on you to walk in your house, to walk out your house, to go to sleep next to it, in your bed pillow, under your pillow, bro, you're going to blow your motherfucking brains out one day. Like, it's
100%.
too much. It's too much.
Right.
Now, should you have one to protect yourself? Yes. But should you have it, like
it shouldn't be up your asshole, no.
Right. I don't think you should carry it like you should carry your phone. You know what I'm saying? And yes, you should be more safe than sorry, but, let's say even in a robbery situation, if he got the jump on you, bro, you still beat. What are you going to do?
True.
He already got the jump on you. What, you going to pull out too? Now you really going to get shot? Like, you just don't make no sense. And anybody that can say otherwise, you're not believing in reality.
But you also, too, with the adrenaline and everything that you're feeling in that moment, like, we're sitting here peacefully in the AC, doing this, talking shit, having a drink, saying what we would do in a full-blown panic, possibly dangerous situation.
Right.
Easy to say when you're relaxed. Like, so we don't really, at least for me, I know logically what I should do and not do in a situation like that. But am I going to stand here and say, oh, I know, I can trust my
instinct.
I can trust my instinct and my able to calm down and logically react to something
at a drop of
at that moment. Like, no, the fuck I can't. I might do some retarded shit and end up getting shot. Probably that's exactly what would happen, to be honest, because I'll probably panic and fuck something up. Like, I just know myself. It's 100% gonna happen.
And no, and that's being honest.
That's why I hope I'm never faced with a gun, because I'll probably get shot.
But no, and that's being honest, you know, and that's coming from an honest place, and I hope that most people understand and respect that, because, you know, most people have never, or may never, hopefully, never endure that. Like, you may never experience that experience of a firearm being placed upon you or placed in your direction where you would feel uncomfortable in that way, you know. God forbid. I honestly believe that, you know, God forbid that happens to anybody. It is not the most comfortable feeling in the world.
Of course, right.
You know, so I just wish that for nobody, man. Like, even for the motherfucker that got the gun on him, bro, I hope it ain't your day, because you might, again, you might not be the motherfucker that pull out first.
I know.
You know?
And you don't know who you're fucking with either.
Right.
He
could be a psychopath. And speaking about gun violence, this is a perfect little, you know, transition. There was recently some gun violence, well, near to be gun violence, where a student that was attending either a high school or middle school came to school distraught and came brandishing a firearm. Now, from the looks of it, from the video, there is video footage. You can go online. It looks like he came to school with a shotgun, and it looks like he came to take his life and take the lives of other students. Now, I was reading the article. The article says that, you know, the young gentleman just broke up with his girlfriend and was so distraught and was so close to ending his life that he did not want to take his life in his own home, because he did not want his mother to find him that way, that he chose to then go to the school and then attempt. He did not commit. He attempted a mass shooting in which there was no shots fired.
Right.
But he did brandish the firearm in a public setting such as a school. And thank God for the school coach. You know, thank God for that gentleman, boy, because, woo, man, that's pressure. That's pressure. Like, from the video, this is only from the video and the article that I read, the student was in the classroom, and everybody was notified that the student was in the classroom brandishing the firearm. The coach jumped at the opportunity, you know, ran to the classroom, you know, approached the gentleman with the firearm, you know, had a conversation with him enough to bring him down to lay down his firearm and embrace the young gentleman, and prevented a mass shooting. Which is, I mean, talk about, you know, the gentleman forgiving. This motherfucker got to be a superhero too, because
100%.
he completely stopped the mass shooting, bro. Like, you should get a fucking Medal of Honor, like a Medal of fucking Valor. Like,
no,
you literally stopped a massacre from occurring. You basically stopped a terrorist threat. Like, I mean, we can push the agenda so far and so wide and so long.
Basically domestic terrorism.
Right. And you literally stopped that. Like, you should.
That's like the highest honor of 2019.
Yeah, you should get a fucking key to the city, bro. Like you stop families and parents' children's lives from being taken, where their school is supposed to be a safe haven for these children. And you literally,
it's not anymore.
And you literally stopped the mass shooting. So it's like, bruh, you deserve the highest of highest honors. And I don't know if you've seen the video, but yeah, the coach coaxed the young gentleman out of the classroom and embraced him and told, and I'm gonna imagine that he told him to just hug him and just let it all out, and, you know, slowly but surely grabbed the firearm away from him, gave it to another teacher that was actually attempting to run away, but then as the coach told the teacher to come back and grab this firearm from him, he continued to embrace the young gentleman until he was taken by the proper authorities. Now, the young man is in custody and is looking at charges.
Yeah, of course. Attempted.
Yeah, not attempted murder or nothing like that.
Well, no, but
no, actually, what he got charged with was felony possession of a firearm in the school.
Yeah.
So, I'm not dumbing it down. This is what he got charged with. I don't know what a sentence like that should carry, but I hope the young gentleman receives enough help to where something like this he would never think of committing again, and would hopefully stop others from committing as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, when it comes to shit like this, it doesn't require a prison sentence. It requires, like, intense mental health therapy of some sort. Because, like, they're not... I don't know. And I know this is another hot topic.
Yeah.
Is it just a piece of shit person, or is it a mental health disorder? Does it require prison or intense therapy? You know, like, I would say, you know, obviously they need to be kept somewhere for quite some time until they should be back in society. But I wouldn't say traditional prison would be the route to go for people like this, because it's not... You're not committing this crime because of poverty or because you need money or because of, like, the typical reasons why people usually commit crimes, sometimes violent crimes. Like, he's doing this because it's literally, there's something fucking wrong in his head. Nobody who's mentally stable would ever consider doing that.
Right.
And that's what I think some people forget to look at. They just look at it as, oh my God, he was trying to kill all these people. What a fucking psycho. He needs to be locked up. Blah, blah, blah.
Cookie cutter, right.
Yeah, true. He obviously is psychotic in some way, but what does that mean? Mental health issues. Like, he needs some kind of mental health. I don't know what the fuck they got for people who are at that level of mental illness.
Right.
But whatever it is not enough, because this keeps happening. You know, thankfully this one didn't happen.
Right.
But, like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these kids these days. There's something off with all these motherfuckers. I don't know what it is.
Now, how would you feel about, I'm just coming up with this idea now. How would you feel about permanent surveillance? Like
permanent house arrest?
In so much, yes.
Permanent?
In so much of an idea, yeah. Look, you're going to go to jail. Yes. Mm-hmm. But when you come out, let's say you do get a lesser sentence. Because, I mean, yes, he's brandishing a firearm.
I don't know what even the sentence usually is for that.
Right. So. He might do 3 to 5.
Okay, so say 5.
Let's say he does 5. But knowing that he has a mental health issue, obviously he would have to go and further medically into that. Mm-hmm. But how would you feel? And I'm not saying that they do this or don't do this, but how would you feel about permanent surveillance on people such as him that have either attempted or have committed these heinous crimes? How would you feel about permanent surveillance? Like even Amber Geiger. You know, how would you feel about her receiving a permanent surveillance after committing this atrocity?
Are you meaning permanent, like literally for
the rest of your life?
The remainder of their life?
Yeah.
Like till they die?
Yeah.
Murderers don't even get that.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
House arrest isn't even permanent.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Even for a murdering civilian, how would you feel about permanent surveillance? Like, as an option.
I mean...
Now, obviously...
Permanent, I don't know. I don't know. Permanent it seems...
Long.
Permanent.
Right, it's permanent.
You know, like... It's like, damn, literally till they fucking die?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, yes. I guess if I were, you know, the parent of a kid at one of these schools, like... What? Oh. Like, the parents of one of these kids at these schools that either this happened at or, like, where this one almost happened at, like, probably without a doubt, I'd be like, oh, my God, yes, 100%, they need to do that immediately. Or, so, you know, something. Because more, like, emotion would be going into the answer. But, like, I don't know. I guess that wouldn't be, like, the worst idea necessarily. Like, although you can still...
commit crimes.
Yeah, like, how is that going to really stop you? If the mental health issue isn't as addressed as it should be, putting you on house arrest isn't going to stop you from killing people
right.
if you really want to.
Right, if you really want to.
It's like making guns, like, felons can't get guns.
Well,
really?
Right,
fuck they can.
Right.
It's not going to stop anything if you really want to do it.
Well, I mean, even to start further, even surveillance cameras in the homes, in obviously public areas such as like the living room or the kitchen, where it's not as private. Like I'm talking about on some CCTV shit that they got in Europe, where everything's under surveillance. You know what I'm saying? Where you walk down the street, you're being under surveillance. Where you're jumping into your car. Anything public in a public area in Europe is usually under surveillance, especially in England.
I guess I don't know. That might not be like the worst idea.
Right. I mean, we are hiring more security jobs than ever in history. So I'm saying, what if this is an option? And I'm not saying to dumb down these sentences because obviously criminals should be in jail, and that's the name of the game. That's all there is to it. That's all there can be to it. And these atrocities are criminal in the sense, like are the basis of criminality. And so what I'm saying is that obviously after you get your sentence and you come home, let's say we take away the, where you do the background check or whatever, but you're on constant surveillance. You have to notify your employee that, hey, I am under constant surveillance. You know what I'm saying? I have to notify you as an employer that I am under constant surveillance by the U.S. government. To even work in a facility, they would have to have access to the surveillance here to make sure that I'm not going to be committing any further crimes. It's in your house. It's in your job. You got to have probably a dash cam in your car.
What I don't know. Throws out application. Right.
Obviously.
Who the fuck is going to hire them?
Obviously, right, but...
I'm under constant surveillance. Do you mind? I mean, I almost killed like a ton of people, but I didn't. So
well, that's what I'm saying. You would have to take away the background information part. Like obviously, background history. Like Barack tried to take that out. I'm not saying that it's out right now, but there was actually a movement to remove that because obviously that's a strike against anybody seeking out employment or future employment after committing any crimes, whether it could be fucking DUI to to domestic violence, to obviously murder,
and that's another.
It ranges.
Yeah, but that's another thing too. I feel like although yes, that would give them more of an opportunity to be reintroduced to society and not have that attached to them forever, which obviously that will help them succeed and not commit crimes again because they'll have opportunities that everybody else has. But at the same time, I think about it from like an employer standpoint, like. Sorry, but, like, I want to know if, like, you raped or killed somebody in the past.
Right.
Like, I need to know who I'm hiring. Because if I don't know and say you rape or kill a coworker, and I'm the one that hired you, but I didn't know that you have a criminal background of similar crimes, I'm going to feel like I literally allowed this person to get raped or killed.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a double-edged sword. Allow them to have more, what the fuck am I trying
liberties.
To say? Yeah, like more availability to succeed in their future now that they've, finished their sentence. Or, like, know who the fuck you're hiring and possibly stop another crime because not everybody who murders or rapes only does it once.
Right.
Chances are, especially with rape, you've done it more than once.
Right. But those are those crimes. I mean, obviously...
Yeah, but I mean, what are you else are really worried about? Nothing else really puts people's lives at risk as much as those do.
And you would say that, but like, let's say this young gentleman with brandishing the firearm. When that's been written down, and just that and only that, a lot of people would be like, all right, young gentleman, you made some mistakes in your, prior in your life. We can look past that and move you forward in our company.
Would you hire him?
At the mental state he's at right now, hell no.
No, but eventually. Let's say you knew that about him.
Let's say he's 30. Let's say
I don't know what he is now, 15?
Probably.
All right, so whatever. In 15 years when we hope he's semi-rehabilitated?
Right. And rehabilitated, and let's say that was a strike against him, and let's say I have a labor-intensive job, or maybe not even a labor-intensive job, but I mean, I would say yeah, because, everybody deserves a second chance. And I really do believe in second chances. So,
yeah.
So, in that aspect, my opinion.
Right.
I'm not saying I would give him a second chance right now, but, bro, after you do your sentence and you show me that you got medical records and treatment, that you on your shit.
Right.
You on your shit, like, you gonna piss for me? You gonna piss test for me? Like, we gonna get to the nitty gritty of it, but guess what? I do believe in second chances.
Yeah.
And we gonna give you one right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, as an employer or a future employer, I would definitely give somebody a second chance. But
that's nice that you think about it that way.
But I'm on your ass. I'm on your ass, even if it does cost me a little bit more, bruh, because I don't know what success you can bring to my company. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you committed an atrocity doesn't mean that you don't have good qualities prior to that atrocity.
Oh, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
People who commit these crimes aren't terrible in every aspect of life.
Right. You know, they just have a break. Sometimes people break. Sometimes people snap. You know what I'm saying? Even a domestic violence. Like, you know, hey, look, you got into a fight with your wife, you know. That was 20 years ago or 10 years ago or even 5 years ago.
Right.
You know, you did your time. You committed the crime. You did your time. And now you're home. And now you're trying to rehabilitate yourself. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't expect the court system to do it for you. You taking the steps further to rehabilitate yourself. Right. I'm not saying I gotta give you that chance, but I think I'm willing to give you that chance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's super nice and generous of you for sure, because a lot of people wouldn't say that.
Oh no, I imagine.
I don't even know if I for sure could say that, because I truly see like logic in both ways of thinking of it. That I truly don't know which one I would pick.
Right. No, and I completely see that with a lot of things, and that's why. You know, me living on both sides of the fence, I would have to say that yes, if you committed the crime and you did the time and you came home and you opted out of that life to then pursue a new life in a new way and form and fashion, yeah, bro, I'll give it to you.
Right.
You know, but I'm on your ass. It's gonna be just harder for you. I ain't gonna say 10 times harder, 5 times harder. It's just gonna be harder for you, bro.
Yeah, right.
Well,
you have a lot more to prove than almost murderers, rapists,
whatever the
armed
case
robbers,
may be.
whatever the fuck, you know.
Right. No, and that's the thing, you know. I would hope that person doesn't commit another crime in my facility or my vicinity, but you know, I would hope to drive that to not be the possibility. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I mean, considering you to be the one who's going to give him the opportunity to start working, like, I don't think he'll probably kill you. You know? Just don't fire him.
Not at first, right, but if I...
Just don't fire him, then he's going to kill your ass.
Right, if he ends up fired, then I fucked up.
See, you can't fire him. He will have to be an employee forever. But wouldn't you be scared to fire somebody who comes...
I don't know.
You don't have to do your job. It's okay. Just don't kill anybody.
Hey, I'm not coming in on Monday. Oh, don't worry, it's fine. Me on the other line. No, don't worry, it's fine. It's okay.
The rest of the employees mad as fuck because they don't have the same advantages.
Right.
You see? More problems than you think.
Ain't that about a bitch? That's fucked up.
I'd be pissed if I was another employee. Like, I didn't kill anybody, but he's the one that gets the advantages?
He gets Monday off?
Wouldn't you be fucking livid if you were the coworker?
I would be a little bit livid.
He's getting fucking perks for being a nutcase? Fuck no.
No,
you see? That's why I can't answer that, because there's so many conditions on both sides.
Right, no, and I do hear you. I do hear you with that. But, I mean, this is just the climate and the life and the world that we live in. But, you know, I would think if somebody is trying to make the step in the right direction, it would be in anyone's best interest, because that only shows a pursuit of success and happiness. Yeah. And that only, you know, furthers the agenda for what everybody should strive for as being an employer or as being an employee. Yeah. So, I'm not saying to not or to automatically hire your ex-cons or ex-felons or ex-misdemeanors or ex-criminals, but I would say, you know, if you're sitting there watching this, to, you know, maybe think twice, bro. Maybe he got more to offer. Maybe he got more to give to your company. Possible. To where, bro, just take 5 minutes, man. Just take 5 minutes. Let's hear him out. Right. You know, if he tells you up front what it is, he's obviously being honest with you right here and now, and you know what's on the table.
Right. If you have to read him.
Yeah. If you feel uncomfortable about it, obviously he would tell you, hey, look, this is what I did. If you feel uncomfortable, just let me know so I can not waste your time and my time and get on with my day, because there's going to be 5 other interviews he got, you know, or she got, you know. There's young ladies commit crimes too.
Yeah, true. There's female felons, that's for sure.
You know, I'm just saying, Florida is famous for women criminals. But, no, you know, because I say that because that documentary you showed me about the serial killer, the female serial killer is based out of Florida.
Women Who Kill? Oh, I love that.
The main one, Jane whatever. The Florida prostitute one.
Eileen Warner?
There you go, Eileen Warner.
Yeah,
Wasn't she based out of Florida?
Eileen Warner? Well, I don't know. It wasn't Warner, her last name. Yeah, no, she was out of Florida. She was a prostitute. She killed her Johns.
Right. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. There's some serial killer bitches out of Florida, people.
Just
make sure you ready for these Florida problems. I'm just saying.
No, stay away, please. We're full of psychos.
Facts. So boom, let's do a shot. We're gonna close out here. We're just gonna have a little shot.
All right.
Nothing too harmful.
Yeah. Also, props to the mom who stopped her son from committing a mass murder because she read his journal.
That too.
So props to that bitch.
Shout out to you, moms. This shot's for you too. This shot's for you. This shot is for...
I turned in my kid too. Fuck that.
This shot is for the coach. This shot is for...
Also, Tig and Andrea. Almost newlyweds. Whoop whoop.
Newlyweds.
Almost, not yet.
Soon to be. This shot is for you.
Cheers to you, motherfuckers. It's hot.
A little bit. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I must say and have to say, as I always do, we have reached inebriation. Thank you for checking us out. We are on all social media platforms. We are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Pandora. Check us out on Pandora Podcast. We are also on Patreon. Check out our Patreon page. We will be having some interesting things coming out. We will be having merch. We will have merch.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, everybody. This has been another episode of the Inebriated Podcast. Thank you for listening.